Hello. Not yet. Alrighty, so we are all here right now. That internet of yours is just. Alrighty. Alright, you guys have spent the last week and a half on the road heading to Phandalin, and you finally have arrived to Phandalin coming up from the Tribor Trail. It's about midday as you're pulling in. Where would you guys like to go? Alright. So there's two inns you can go to as you're coming in. You see one's called the Sleeping Giant, and it has a weathered sign depicting a prone giant, and whatever paint or carvings went during the sign have been all but worn away. And it looks like this place is filthy. And then there's also the other inn you could go to is the Stonehill Inn. It appears to just be a normal inn. Alright, you go inside, you see it's occupied by a lot of dwarves and humans. You, they look like miners. They're covered in soot, and at the bar, you see a dwarf kind of just cleaning a mug. What'll you have? Don't really have a place for bards performing here. Now, Stonehill's usually where they go to perform. Why, we have the best ale in the whole town. Just ask the miners here. And also, we have a bit of a fun little. Boys, why don't you show these guys what we got in here? And you see them start pushing a couple of the tables, forming a ring, and you see a couple of them go inside and start going at it. Roll Go ahead and roll insight. There is a beard. Yep. With that 12, you're trying to get a read. You think you think judging by some facial features, particularly in the cheekbones, you believe this is a female dwarf? Yes. Give me one sec. I know there's currently an election going on. I don't put much mind to it. Yeah, it's two people that are at the council hall. One guy's a old adventurer named Sildar. The other one's been the town leader for the last 10 or so years. Yeah. She's just like, you could see it as that. Oh, you mean the Sindar Manor up there? It's been in ruins for almost a decade now. I mean, about 5 years ago, there were some bandits using it as a stronghold. Uh, they are still fighting. uh, are, are, all right, coin holder. Go ahead and roll perception there. Okay, coin holder. With that, you start hearing one of the dwarves going, "Oi, place your bets! Place your bets!" No. Alrighty. So, you go over to the Stonehill Inn, and you can tell it's one of the largest buildings in the town. You walk in and you see two humans in there, a man and a woman, and you also see a small human child. Uh, they appear to be the owners. hmm Um, hello there, travelers. Doing good, very good. Of course. Go right ahead. Yes, we've owned it. Well, there's a few tables in there. Well, yeah. Well, we built this in, what is it, honey? 10 years ago now? The female nods. Yeah, 10 years ago last week. Of course, this is our little son, Pip. Hello. You guys got horns. Oh, wow. That's cool. Yes, he's a little curious for his age. We're hoping one day he'll take over the business. Well, it's mid-afternoon right now. Probably this evening. Of course. What questions do you have? Well, Harbin, he's been in charge of the town's finances for a while now, and he he did give us quite a bit of a loan to help get us started here. I mean, Sildar, he's a fine man. He's been here for the last 5 years. He's helped out. I mean, there was a group that was trying to fix the place up here recently. Haven't seen them in town for a bit, so I assume they went on some adventures. No? The group that took over the manor. Hold on. do have that. Yeah, they called themselves the Fellowship of the Golden Mongoose. Post it in chat. Yes, we have mead, wine, and some ale. Of course. That'll be 5 silver. Thank you. They kind of look at you a bit curious, like a bit surprised. And yeah, I don't believe we've had any undead here in town. Yes, we have been doing well. It kind of helped that a few years back, the group that helped discover the Rock Seeker's old mine frequented here a lot. They they help they helped bring us a lot of business. Well, I know one of them. Their name was Enelith. Well, sometimes it was really hard to tell with that one. Sometimes she looked female, other times she looked male, other times it's just hard to tell. Last I heard, she's living in Neverwinter, has a very fine estate. Another one of her group, a woman by the name of Sabine, has been traveling quite a bit. That's good. I don't know much about their other group. They did have a strange dwarf wizard, a bit curious about things. I hope he's all right. Yeah, he was really smart for, not to say dwarves aren't smart, but he was more of the intellectual wanting to help people. Of course. I mean, he was, from what his friends said, and the occasional bard they came across that would perform here and tell their stories, they did say he wasn't the most wisest of dwarves, but nonetheless he helped his group out well. There were two others, but sadly their names have been lost. It's you know it's the strangest thing. Uh, like I can picture them with the group. I remember the group's name. I remember their members, but when it comes to them, their faces just start to blur and their names start to blur. Yeah. I do know another one of their members is up in Neverwinter working as a guard. They called him Bob. It yeah, it was quite the name. I mean, for a half orc, he was something else. I mean, there were a few times when he would demonstrate to little kids just how strong he is. They'd get out on a bench and he would lift up the bench with his pinky. I mean, he did have a very interesting belt, but I don't know. It looked nice. Um, it had some runes on it, I believe. I'm sorry, I'm not that knowledgeable with such things, but they looked like runes, or at least how runes are described in the stories. Mm-hmm. Thunder. Uh, yeah, he's there with you. I mean, yeah, he was in chat, so I don't know what happened to him. Yeah. So, yeah, he's there with you. I'm fine. I'm gonna drink again and nothing bad will happen. How many rooms would you guys like? We do have 6 rooms available. They each have 2 beds. Right. Right. And that will be 2 silver for the night for each room. How long do you think you guys will be staying? Of course. And all of you go ahead and roll perception. You guys all look and you see Perry kind of having his hand up to his head, just kind of nodding. He looks up. Yes, I just got a message. They, one of the ships I used to serve on, the captain's fallen ill, and unfortunately, they don't think he can last that much longer. I'm sorry. Of course, of course, of course. It's a bon voyage for now. I'll be back as soon as I can. All right, and with that, exits. He exits the inn. And and go ahead and roll another perception. This is a few minutes after Perry left. All right. I I mean to fair, this was a really low DC. So you guys all see three kids run in. Hey Pip, you gotta come out over to the orchard. There's something really cool over there. Pip kind of looks at him. Really, what? There's this metal-looking thing talking to the animals. It looks really cool. You're very big. Of course, you guys all head over to the orchard, which is, I'm actually just gonna reveal the places you guys have been to or going to so far. Alrighty. So you go to the orchard, you see this very big individual covered in moss. Like you see a mix of wood, metal, and flora. And he's just talking to a couple of the birds. You just see kids looking up at you in awe. And one of them's kind of poking you. This is is really cool. Go ahead and roll a history, Jules. You have no clue what Acquisitions Incorporated is. Cause yeah, cause Jules, you know it hasn't been too long since you reactivated, so you're still kind of getting your bearings a bit. Yeah, it was Yushu that I believe it was Yushu that became the snake. Oh yeah, it was Perry. Yeah, it was. Yeah, you remember it. You remember it like it was yesterday. As you guys are leading the orchard, you see a yeah. As you're going to the sleeping giant, where the raucous fighting was going on. Yeah, you see. As you guys are leaving the orchard, you do see a older male elf that kind of waves at you guys as you're leaving the orchard. Jules, you would recognize him. You've came up to the orchard a few times, and you guys have talked. You would know him as Darren Eatermeth. He he walks over. It's like, ah, Jules. It seems you made some friends this time. I told you that one day you'd probably find a group that would help you come into the town more often. Um, well, a couple of days ago, see, my daughter Bertice, she went missing, and it seems you lot have been traveling. I'm curious if perhaps you might have came across her. Excuse me. Um, I mean, I did know she was talking to a human miner here in town. y- y- a human and a half elf. She's a half elf. She's very pretty. Uh, yes, couple days. Funny you should mention that. No one's seen him for a few days either. Is my daughter alright? I appreciate that, and hopefully they stay in Neverwinter a little while. I can see if I can get in contact with some of my old friends, see if they can run into them. I appreciate that. You're welcome to pick a couple of the apples as things. I guess partially that might be her mother's side coming out. Her mother was a bit adventurous and wanting to see the world. She didn't really, she didn't like being stuck here in phandalin. It is an adventurer's life is a good life. I remember when I used to do it. Yes, I mean it was it was a long time ago. It was well, I was a bit of an archer. It was what 300 years ago now that I went adventuring. Of course. Well, we didn't really call him that back in the old days. Back in my day, we, they, we were just elves. We could do it all. Occasionally they called me that elf, but my proper title was the one who goes unseen. If that's what they're calling themselves nowadays. Of course. Of course. And these are really, really nice apples. These are Honeycrisp apples. No. I mean, living as long as I did, you learn a few things here and there. You're very welcome. All right, and who else is going back to the inn? Alrighty, so coin holder, Jules, and Madeline, you all head over to the sleeping giant. You see one of the dwarves has just been knocked out, and you see a couple of them collecting their winnings. Ah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Are you volunteering? Well, they just go ahead and push you in, and you just see one of the dwarves. He has a busted lip, and he's looking up at you. Oh, a Goliath, eh? Oh, this'll be a fun challenge. Well, usually the one you walk up to is a human. Well, most of the bets people put what they want on it. There's not really a minimum. They put about 2 or 3 gold in. He seems to be telling the truth. 3 gold on the Goliath. A couple of dwarves start sizing him up. You see a couple of them put gold on the dwarf. You see a few put it on coin holder. Well, we aren't trying to kill each other, but you you gotta do your best. Use whatever skills necessary. All right, and he gets ready as well. And go ahead and roll athletics. All right, coin holder, with your first punch, you punch this guy square in the jaw, and he kind of backs up, staggers a bit, and looks up at you. Oh, that's the spirit! And he goes to swing at you, and he trips. Roll athletics again. All right, this time, coin holder, you go to swing, and he ducks under, and he just clocks you right in the gut. Roll athletics. Oh, he goes for another punch to the belly. You back up just in time to bring a mighty right hook in, and he looks dazed. Roll athletics again. And coin holder, with this time he goes charging in like he's gonna tackle. You just bring your hands up and you just hit him right as he tries to tackle you. You bring both hands down in a hammer fist, and he goes to the ground. At, at this time, you see a half orc being forced in by some dwarfs. You just say, "Oi, get us our money back! Challenge this one!" I nah. Yeah. Yep. And this time you see this half orc. He kind of looks at you, coin holder, and he looks a bit timid. I don't like fighting that much, but you just see he kind of looks back at the dwarf that pushed him in. And what languages do you speak, coin holder? All right, you hear an orc. Oi, go get us our money back. You you know what happens if you don't do it. Hey, he's one of the best fighters here. No, but they are paying me, so I'm gonna have to do my best. Um, my name is Philip. All right, and Coinhole, you will notice this half orc as he gets ready in his corner. He takes off his shirt. You notice he has various tattoos on his body. No. And go ahead and you hear the gong as the fight starts. Go ahead and roll athletics. All right. He goes in. You try and clock him. He comes in with an uppercut and hits you. And you start to see the tattoos starting to glow. And you look at him. You see. You kind of rub your eyes a second because it looks like there are older half-orcs standing behind him. Um, Go ahead and roll Arcana. Uh, let's see, Madeline. Like Madeline, you see these spectral warriors, but they don't seem to be fighting. If anything, they seem to be emanating from him. Like you kind of see he does look a lot angrier as he started fighting. Roll history. Coin holder. In the past, and occasionally when you did travel with the tribe of Goliaths, there were some warriors that seemed to emanate spectral warriors, and they were known as ancestral guardians. Alrighty. And he goes and he dodges your swing and he just comes up with another uppercut, and you kind of are starting to see little birds. Roll athletics again. Ooh. Not necessarily. You clock him, and he takes a good blow. He's still standing. He looks a little rough for wear, but he's still raring to go. Roll athletics again. Alrighty. Alright. Alright, he comes up. Coin holder, you come in and you punch him across the chin, and then he comes back and he punches you across the chin. You both are still standing. Your legs are both wobbly. Roll one more athletics check. Alrighty, coin holder, you come in with your last stand, trying to grab hold to get a good punch in. But this half orc, he dodges your punch, and he kind of rears back, bobs and weaves, and just comes in with a mighty uppercut. You feel yourself get picked up off the ground about a foot before you hit the ground, laying on your back. and you just hear the crowd going, "Yeah, that's what we wanted to see." It was a lot of fun. I'm sorry that you lost there. Hope I didn't hurt you too bad. And you see the half orc nod at you and then walk back, and you see the dwarf collecting his winnings and just smirking. He gives Philip just 1 gold of the winnings. Well, he works for me as my bodyguard, so I sent him in to. It's fine. That's more than enough for him. With that, he can get a room. He can get a nice meal. Technically, I lost, yes, but technically, I won the bet. He kind of just looks at you, Jules, and say, "So what of it? You're just a bunch of outsiders, probably gonna be gone in a couple days or a day or so." Philip kind of looks up, "But better pay?" And then the dwarf looks at him. "Don't even think about it. He has a good gig here. He has a nice room and board." Um, Real money sounds nice. Usually I make about 1 gold a night. 25 gold? Go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage. Philip kind of gets up and he kind of looks at the dwarf. Sorry, sir, but that's a very good offer they're offering. I'm sorry about having to leave. And you just see this dwarf is starting to cuss in Dwarven. Um, thank you. Where's your office at? All right, to get him to Waterdeep. Alrighty. Thank you very much. They do have some good apples. I never have much money, but the elf there is nice enough to give me some. I appreciate this. Just business, yes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a new. He just nods and he's like, "Fine, I'll find a new employee." All right. And in the time they were over there, Darcy and Eamon, you get back to the Stonehill Inn. They're starting to set up the tables for the dinner rush. They have the stage all made out. You do see a couple individuals in the inn. You do see a red-haired half elf sitting in there. He's reading a book. And you also see a rather large furbolg. And you do see a couple of humans starting to come in as well. Un- I knew you were going to get asked that. I I do have one plan, but unfortunately, not in phandalin. All right, roll history. Madeline, you see your traveling companions. The half elf looks. The red haired half elf reading the book does look slightly familiar, but you can't tell from where. And Darcis is sitting at a table just casting mending on her robes. Ah, using weaver's tools. You are sewing. You look at coin holder, he has a fat lip, a couple black eyes. His nose looks like it's slightly crooked. No, it's his subclass. He is School of Reconstruction. Yep, it's from Xanathar's Lost Notes. Coin holder's nose is glowing. Yeah, speaking of that, from the first bout you made about 30 gold. Mm-hmm. I would say you made that much. You didn't put too much back in the second bout. Alright. Right now, the dinner rush has just started. You start to see more people starting to pile into the inn. You see, you see Jules just summon a thorn whip and hit the chair. Yes. Okay. I'm I'm trying to think of what this DC is going to be, but this actually sounds hilarious. So I'm going to say, yeah, Jules, with that 17, you're able to snag the rock. The stage lights up. All right. The kids are watching. Philip is there having a couple drinks. Philip waves. Yes, you do have advantage. 19. Nice. All right. You see a couple of people start bobbing their heads as you're singing. All right. Yeah, this is actually really, really cool. They're liking a couple of them. A couple of them are kind of confused because they haven't really heard this type of music before, but they're getting into it. A couple of them are dancing. Are dancing. You do see a couple of the villagers are getting up and starting to dance. The little ones are dancing, by the way. Yeah, you catch the rock, but the Eldritch Blast does hit the side of the end and cause a little indenture. You certainly travel with an interesting bunch. Philip just downs his drink and is like, sure, why not? And you're able, you start dancing with Philip, and you get a clear look at how big he is. He's about 6'6", solid muscle. And he is rather attractive for a half orc. You do notice he is missing one of his tusks. Go ahead and roll performance, and I will roll performance for him. Okay, he does not step on your feet. He's following your lead. I've been here for about a year or so. Well, originally I was coming down here to help out with the mines. I figured it'd be a pretty nice job. I mean, the mines were nice, and I was still working down there, but I wasn't making too much. And then that's when, well, boss took me under his wing and told me I could make some money as a fighter. I mean, it came with free. I know, but I mean, it was free room and board, so I mean it. Yeah, there was one fight that was happened a few months ago. It was this big elephant man. That I did. That I did. I just didn't see him coming with a punch with his tusk, or not his tusk. I mean his trunk. Yeah, I was not seeing that one coming. Yeah, now I got a good. Now I'm gonna have a good job. I will probably go up to Neverwinter to go fishing in the harbor there, and then take a boat down to Waterdeep. If that's all right. Yeah, a partner would be nice. He just looks very confused. You get a standing ovation. And and Eamon, go ahead and roll me a d20, a d40, and a d80. Mm-hmm. A d40. Mm-hmm. A d80. I meant to say d100, so just roll a d100. All right. So you make 7 gold, 15 silver, and 58 copper. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's a few people still lingering. They kind of. That was really nice. We haven't really seen the crowd get up and dance like that in a long time. Yeah, he's kind of looking up at you at all. That was really cool, mister. Yeah, 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 Philip's still there. I'm gonna finish up with Eamon, then I'll get to you, Madeline. Alright. Alright. He's like, that was really fun. You were really good. I wish I could play an instrument like that. Yep, you performed the Jackson 5. I'll do my best. Alrighty. Well, tonight we're serving a whole duck with some green beans, turnips, a bit of millet, and for dessert we do have a pecan pie. 5 silver. But since you guys paid for a room, it'll be 1 silver. Alrighty. Yep, so you get it for free. Of course, I'll bring you out the wine. Thank you very much. Alright. Madeline, you're sitting next to Philip, who's got a he's drinking some water right now. Uh, yeah, with some of that money, I was able to get a very nice meal here. The food's here really good. Yeah, probably hit the road tomorrow. I don't have too much stuff to pack, and the stuff I have here, I could just probably replace it in Neverwinter. I mean, I do what I can. Looks like we lost Jules. Which is weird because Jules is still on roll 20. There he goes. Welcome back. Alrighty. The food arrives after about 10 or so minutes. Alright. And I've just posted an image of Philip in the NPC's chat for you guys. You are fine with this. Uh, yeah. It is really good. It would be the broken down manor right there. Yeah, it's getting late into the evening. I hope so too. You go upstairs, and everyone that's downstairs, you just see this half orc go bright red. Alrighty. And the rest of you, do you guys go upstairs as well? Yeah, you can easily get up the stairs. Do the old college sit. um, you would. They don't really go upstairs. You kind of could guess they have quarters downstairs. Yeah, if it's a problem, they'll probably scream. Alrighty. The night goes. You all get a very peaceful night's sleep, enjoying the nice comforts of your beds, sleeping on. It feels like after being on the road for the last couple weeks, it's like you're laying on marshmallows. That's how cozy these beds are. The night. So who's rooming with Darcis? Madeline, you wake up in the middle of the night and you just see Darcis sleep talking and sleep grabbing something in the air. And morning comes, you guys all walk down and they have started setting up breakfast, which they're fixing some bacon, goose eggs, a couple flatbreads. Alrighty. They do have tea. Um, we do have some coffee and um, you wanted some tea. What kind of tea would you like? Well, we got some black tea, we got green tea, we have some Earl Grey, we got this nice turmeric ginger, we have a nice lavender tea. It's alright. The lavender is very relaxing. Well, we got black and we do have this Luskin vanilla. And we also have one that has a little bit of a nutty flavor. They That'll be 5 coppers. Alrighty. Within a minute, they bring out your drinks. Mhm. You're welcome. It is really nice coffee. um, sure. Which one? The black one. Oh, okay. Um, Here you go. All right. So there's a few places you could go, and you could ask the owners if they know where you might find any notable places to get information. So, what would you guys like to do? Um, the You were asking about the ruins up there? Well, the strange thing is, there was a group working up there. They had actually rebuilt much of the manor, and they were frequently coming to town for supplies, and they would slip off to adventure a few days here and there. But a majority of the time they spent it up there fixing up the place. It was actually starting to look really, really nice. Well, here a couple a couple days ago, about a week and a half or so ago, well, we heard some explosions coming off there. Like a few people, myself included, we kind of heard the noise and just stepped outside, and we saw gouts of flame, and we thought we heard the sounds of some kind of conflict, and we weren't really too keen to go up there to. We didn't want to cause any trouble with the fellow with what the golden mongooses have brought on themselves. I mean, they're adventures, right? That has to be common. But I mean, a few days ago, after the incident had passed, no one from the manor had came into town. We didn't see any strangers. Sildar Hallwinter, he braved the walk up to the hill and to investigate a bit. He found the manor was basically destroyed. It was rubble, scorch marks, ruined construction. There were bloodstains. He didn't see anyone left alive in the manor. He didn't see any. We've we've kind of been giving it a wide berth since then. We don't want to risk awakening whatever mad magic or whatever happened to them. So, you're welcome. Sildar might be able to tell you more. He's usually at the town council hall, but he is a little bit busy with the election. Alrighty. You guys head over to the manor and hold on. Just want to make sure. Oh yeah, yeah. You're going over to the town hall. All right. Alrighty. As you guys are kind of heading towards there, you do hear you see two people staying on a stage near the town hall. They seem to be addressing the crowd, and you see it's a sizable crowd. You hear the steady chorus of cheers, boos, and shouts. You can't really make out what's being said. As you guys kind of start getting closer, you see a portly, well-dressed human male on the stage. He points directly at you guys and shouts, "You see, this is exactly what I mean. Just when things start to calm down in phandalin, more murderous vagrants show up. They probably have something to do with what happened to Tresendar Manor and with the livestock that started going missing. It's so it's only a matter of time before this all ends in misery and bloodshed, I promise you." I'm not I'm not Sildar. I'm Harbin Wesker. And if the town wants what's best for them, I can lead us back into prosperity. And you look at the other man that's on stage. He's he's dressed in some pretty nice armor. He's starting to bald on his head a bit. He looks to be a human male in his late 40s, early 50s or so. He's gonna he's gonna stand up and just like, Mr. Wesker is right that the town does need to be prosperity, but we can't be pointing out at random people that travel here. We we've had many adventurers come here, helping us out. What my my dear citizens, my dear citizens, what we need a leader who knows the dangers of the wilderness. And even as its people need a mayor unburdened by scandal and potential conflicts of interest, this man, he owns a lot of the properties here. Who's to say as mayor he won't let that go to his head and do unspeakable stuff to your properties? No, no, I'm just reading. Yeah, a couple they nod and they start getting off the stage. You see the bigger of the two come over to you guys, and he walks over. I'm sorry I called you murderous vagrants. It was simply political rhetoric. I mean, may I buy you some drinks? I'd love to hear some of your stories. I'm sure they're quite interesting. I mean, of course, as a pledge, I can get you a nice land here of your own, some goods or services. I mean, the land would be mine, but you're welcome to it. Of course, and I take it you're here to check out the manor. You're more than welcome to check it out. The Golden Mongoose didn't pay their last bill, but hopefully there'll be something of value up there. I mean, there were some livestock that have been gone missing, but I mean, we're out in the middle of nowhere on the Tribor Trail. Sure, it could have been a number of things that could have happened. I'm sure the animals will be fine. No. I'll see what we can do about that. Look into it. We don't. Of course. I mean, there were some bandits a few years back that had taken them over. I'm sure it's fine. Sildar, I mean, I used to be the town master before we the town decided to have three counselors, and then there was one that had to leave. But when it came to having two of us, we couldn't really agree on anything, so we figured having a proper leader would be what's best for the town. And I do feel I'd have the experience having led this town in the past. I don't know. I, I mean, I know he used to be an adventurer. He used to work for the Rockseeker family. He's, I mean, since he's been in town, we've had to work together for the last 6 years. True, and hopefully they make the right choice. Oh no, no, no. I believe if what some people say is true, he used to be one of the Griffin Riders of Waterdeep. Of course, born and raised. Well, I was born here, but I did go up to school in. I did go to school in Neverwinter. Very fine schools. You're very welcome. I best let you all get to whatever business you have. You're very welcome, and you're very welcome, and don't forget my offer to buy you some drinks still stands. And he'll walk into the council hall. Go ahead and roll perception. Anyone else want to roll perception? Yes. Uh, Alrighty, Darcis, you're looking around and you see Sildar has walked over to one of the fields and you see him take out his sword and you see him going through various different combated stances, kind of as if he's practicing kind of shadow sparring with something. And you can see you you would notice he does look skilled, but a couple of strikes do look like there's some uncertainty to them. He sees you approach. He's like, hello there. Of course, that was. Of course, it was a pretty long time ago, but nevertheless, this is a nice place to retire from the adventuring life. Waterdeep. He kind of chuckles. Yes, that was a long time ago, but yes, I was one of the Griffin Riders. Trust me, not too many could. I remember back then in my regiment there were about 10 of us. Of course. Mine unfortunately had to be passed on to the next Griffin Rider. Of course. They do a good job for that city. Well, it was a few years back. I was in the employ of this dwarf family, the Rock Seekers. We we yes, they were. Well, we had hired some adventurers to help us travel some supplies and to go with the end. Unfortunately, me and Mr. Rockseeker rode ahead, and unfortunately, I faltered for just a moment, and we ended up getting ambushed by some nasty buggers. And I I ended up being taken to this small keep, nearly killed if not for the adventures that came. It was a really it really opened up my eyes a bit. Yep. And then after they brought me back here, I've been helping out the town and of course, what I hope to help phandalin increase its prosperity, but I want to put a bit of that prosperity into everyone's pockets. Yes, Mr. Wesker, he was a decent leader, but a lot of the wealth of the town ended up going to him when he was town master. When we had the council, it was really nice. We were working together, but unfortunately, Hollia Thornton just ended up leaving town without even saying goodbye. I hope she's alright. She was one of our other council members. It was a couple of months ago. Unfortunately, unfortunately, no. No, I mean, I know some of the townspeople said she left to seek other opportunities. It is. Yep. I just hope wherever she is, she's all right. Yes. Well, for the past 5 years, the group, the Fellowship of the Golden Mongoose, I'm sure you've heard, they've been helping to rebuild that manor, trying to bring it back to its former glory. They nearly had the place completely rebuilt. It was really coming along well. They were really bringing some nice funds into the economy, coming in, picking up supplies. It was really nice. Then there were there was that sound of battle a few days ago. I didn't find anyone, but it just seems a bit off. I mean, a few years back, I remember one of the adventurers, Inolith, they mentioned they found a hidden basement. I don't know if maybe they hid down there, but I do know there is a basement there. Unfortunately, the townsfolk here, I tried getting a small group together, hoping to go investigate, and unfortunately, no one wanted to join me. I I would really appreciate that if you lot don't mind. Well, whenever you feel the that you are ready to go check it out. Of course, yes, there's a couple different shops in town. There's there's a Lion Shield coaster, and then there's the smithy, and then you might be able to find some things at the minor exchange. And and perhaps you might be able to find something at the Shrine of Luck or the Temple of the Coin Maiden. Alrighty, you're going to the Miners Exchange. That was the old dwarf that we shall not speak of. Yeah, it was a player. Yeah, feared him before he was in this campaign, and I was running Lost Mines. Nope. Alrighty, you head over to. All right, you go over to the phandalin Miners Exchange. You head over there and you see a newly painted sign depicting two crossed pickaxes above a lump of gold. Go ahead and roll perception. With that, you see a female dwarf inside. This one you can clearly see she is female. Yes, she does. Hello there, how's it going? Oh, you got some gemstones. I mean, darling, I deal with the mines, of course. These are really nice. Where did you find these? Underneath, underneath Waterdeep. That's interesting. And she starts rubbing her chin a bit. So, you're hoping to sell these, correct? Of course, of course. Let's see this garnet I can get you about 50 gold, and those necklaces very very lovely. I could get you, and then you got that gold one as well. That's also nice. How does 300 sound? Yes. You're very welcome. And what is your your folks' name? My name is Sharna. Pleasure, Madeline. Pleasure. Of course, of course. So, are you guys going to be here long? Let me give them. They should have access. Yeah, it's in everyone's journal. Oh, that special algae? Yeah, that's the one that can be used to make the potions of water breathing. Yeah, you were not. Alrighty. And she looks up to you guys. Well, if you're staying in town a few more days, if you guys are looking to make a little bit more gold, I might have some business opportunities for you. Of course. I wish you the best of luck. If you need me, you know where to find me here. And if I'm not here, my house is just behind here, and she'll point it out to you guys. If I'm not here, I'll be there. You're more than welcome to knock on my door. Mm-hmm. So you're gonna go over to the Shrine of Luck. All right. All right. You go over to the Shrine of Luck. You don't see too many people visiting it, but you do see a fe- a female elf over there, kind of in prayer. There is a little donation box. As you do that, she turns around and, hello there. How are you doing today? Well, you certainly came to the right shrine. This is the Shrine of Timora. How are you doing? Of course. Give me one sec. She is the Lady of Luck. The goddess of. Sh- well, you would remember back in Waterdeep at Acquisitions Incorporated, Omen Drawn had the holy symbol of Timora. Well, Timora, she is the goddess of good fortune. She's she does shine upon those who take risks, and she does bless those who have dealt harshly with followers of Bashaba. And who is her sister? But it. Uh, no, go ahead. Of course. She's sometimes known as the lady who smiles or smiling lady. She's really nice. Cuddles, and I'm afraid I'm not too sure on that. And oh, sorry, say that again. Well, I she does work well with nature. I mean, with luck, you do come across great things in nature at some point, but I wouldn't say she is one of the nature goddesses. Of course, and are you looking for any particular deity? Thank you kindly. So, is there anything else I can help for you? Yes. Um, who is Mr. Drawn? Omen Drawn. If he's a follower, that is very nice. You're very welcome, and you're all welcome over here anytime. May the lady smile upon you. She smiles and gives you a bow. Alrighty. So where would you guys like to go next? The Line Shield Coaster would be the big general store. Alrighty. You go over to the store and you do see a human woman, and she looks at you guys as you walk in. Hello, how can I help you? Potions. Sounds like a bunch of adventures. Well, I do have a couple of potions. I have currently in stock. I have four of them. Take all of them. All right. And if you're gonna buy all of the 175. Normally it would be 200, but if you're buying them all as a set, I am giving a slight discount. Regular healing potions. How's who doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, oh, yes. Oh, doing good. How's. And Jules, you'll notice the sleeve on Darcis's robes are starting to. Has started to talk. Doing good. It's been nice and quiet. That algae is special that you put in me the other day. Ruins. That's fine. As long as I get some more gold and whatnot in me. You're welcome. You're patting the sleeve or kind of patting Darcis's arm as well. Alright, give me one sec. Alright, so you guys are going over to the manor. Just give me one sec. Alright, when you get to the top of the hill and you start approaching the ruins, you see many of the crumbled walls of the manor show signs of having been recently rebuilt, but even the newer stonework has been toppled and smashed, coating everything in the area with a thick layer of dust. Temporary structures seemingly set up to aid the reconstruction have been badly damaged by force and fire. Through a couple of wooden buildings, or though a couple of wooden buildings still stand amid the destruction. Mm, And whoever wants to go ahead and roll either Arcana or Investigation. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Jules, Darcis, and Madeline, you're kind of looking around. You will notice the fire damage. It doesn't look natural. It looks as if some type of magic was loud, and you're looking around, and you can tell this stonework was not smashed by weapons or tools. The way it looks like a creature of great size and strength took part in the destruction. And, and go ahead and roll perception. Alrighty. Darcis, with that, you start hearing what sounds like some loud barks coming from the central courtyard of the manor. As you guys start entering the ruined courtyard, you guys are not alone. You see numerous brown and gray jackals prowl the ruins. You see some of them gnawing on bones while others sniff and dig at a pile of the stones at the center of the manor courtyard. And as you start approaching, they turn towards you and snarl. And let me just see if I got a good map I can use for this one set up, because I was not planning on you guys heading to the manor today. Should have prepared for that. eh, you know what? I got some maps somewhere. I have maps that I can pull out from ones I've uploaded in the past. Give me a moment to find a good one. Go ahead and get some water, guys. Let's see, not that one. You know what? I'll go with this one. Alright, I got a maps getting set up real quick. And it's not an exact map of what the area looks like, but it's close enough. It'll do. Yep, it'll do. I mean, that looks like a courtyard. It really is, especially when you're trying to do it at the very last second. So this one worked. Luckily, I had this one already uploaded to Roll20. I just had to go through all my uploads. So I need my jackals. You guys will be over here. There we go. Yushu is with you. I'll grab his sheet. Yep, and switch places. And is everyone okay with their battle placement? Alrighty. Yep, I will show you. Okay, that is an adorable image. And this one is uh it's standing on its hind legs looking at you guys. We'll see. Well, first off, let me just see what is that one gonna do first. Alright. Alright, first thing this one's gonna do, it's gonna step up right here, and it's gonna take a look at Coin Holder. Coin Holder, make a wisdom save. Yeah, you pass. And she kind of looks at you. She kind of expected you to have fall. Yes, it is a she. She kind of expected you to pass out thanks to that, so she's gonna stand back. And Madeline, you are up. Roll intimidation. I will roll for the dogs. They 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 do look a little shaken, but they kind of look at her and kind of they're waiting for her to say whether or not they should run. Yep. Darcis. Yeah. Go ahead. Whoa! They're kind of looking at each other, having seen their leader just. Yeah. The jackals just kind of look at you and just start running off. Was not expecting that to happen so quick. No. She was actually supposed to try and run. Alrighty, and you can. And are you gonna go check out the body? You see a satchel on the ground. I'm not gonna even have you roll for that. You find the satchel has 50 gold in it and a potion of climbing. 50 gold and a potion of climbing. Hmm. And are you guys gonna investigate the rest of the upper floor? Go ahead and roll investigation. All of you. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. Every everyone except Jules. You kind of are starting to walk around, explore it. You see there are newly built wooden structures that have been struck by the fire. Two of these still stand, but it looks like most have been burned or smashed to the ground. You see the old masonry of the manor walls have been crumbling for some time, and some new stonework was placed in the old, but everything has been smashed to pieces. You see the what the jackals were eating appear to be older humanoid remains. However, you don't see any intact corpses among the rubble. Additionally, you're looking at some of the walls of the still standing structures. You see a mark in chalk, a double D insignia. Go ahead. History. All right. All right, Madeline. Yeah. And Jules, you would have disadvantage since you didn't know anything about Acquisitions Incorporated. Yep, you don't know anything about this, but Madeline, you've you've heard and you recognize the symbol. You recognize it as the sigil of Dran Enterprises. You would know, having been looking into Acquisitions Incorporated to see if it was the right place for you. You know Dran Enterprises is their greatest rival organization. I will post that in the chat for you. Wait, Darcis, didn't you work for Dran before? You know what? I'm going to say yes. So yes, you would recognize it. All right, and you guys keep investigating. You do check out a couple of the intact buildings. Yes. And as you're searching, you do find 7, 10 days worth of rations, two explorers packs, a dungeoneers pack, and some other adventuring equipment that looks like it's been smashed, burned, or melted. And all of you go ahead and roll perception. Alright. You got Darcis and Coinholder. You're kind of looking around. You kind of walk where the jackals were digging. You hear a low pain moaning rising from beneath the rubble. Pained moaning, like. All right, go ahead and roll athletics. Yeah. With that, you carefully start moving away the rock, and you see a half orc buried under smashed and still smoldering masonry. You're. No. I'm actually. I'm actually gonna go ahead and pull her token onto the maps and then enlarge it so you can see. Oh. She appears to be starving, dehydrated, and a bit addled. You kind of look at. Yeah, you kind of are looking at her, and she appears to be muttering something in a low voice. But you see, it looks like she has something in her mouth that's making it hard to understand her. Um, yeah, you could go ahead and grab it. Alright, you take Mage Hand to pull it out, and she just looks at you. They came for it. They came for the timepiece. They came for the timepiece. And, um, I'm Gilda. Gilda Dunn. It's- I, I'm not sure. She stands up a bit shakily, and you guys heal. I'm, I'm the major domo of the Golden Mongoose. Yes, we've worked for the Acquisitions Incorporated here in phandalin. Mm, I'm fine right now. Your kind friend there healed me a little bit. I feel a little bit better now. I'm, of course, I should let you know. I don't know really who attacked. I just and I don't know too much of what happened after, but there was that it was a bit. It happened so fast; it was hard to tell. I did I did see there was one member of our group. They teleported away. I'm not sure what happened to the others. The rubble knocked me down and buried me, and luckily, I gotta thank my father for this. This good old half-work endurance kept me alive, and the bit of rainwater. Um, I I don't know. I don't know if that's theirs or what. Well, if it is, then that's not good. Well, I will let you know the one that did teleport her away. Her name was Talanantha Three Coins. She's a tiefling paladin, one of the occultants. She activated the timepiece of travel and teleported away. I don't know why, but this timepiece, and she holds it out to you, stayed behind. I don't really know where Telenantha could have gone. She holds it out, and it appears to be part of some part of part device. And you look at it, you notice its design and etch look like it's part of that device you pulled out of the ruins underneath Waterdeep. And you do have that device with you guys because it is with Yushu. Um, yeah, I'll be alright. And just be advised, I did see some of the attackers head into the cellar beneath the manor. It's a storage area, and there's a spring-fed cistern. I know there's some subterranean areas more extensive than there, but we haven't really done too much of it. Um, yeah, the entrance, and she'll walk you over to it. It's just down there. There is a bit of a subterranean bit part down there. We unfortunately haven't yet done a thorough search of those areas, so we don't really know what's down there. All right, and you guys are gonna head on down, and I'm just gonna show you where you end up, and that is where we're gonna pick up next week. You're very, you guys did pretty well.